Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, and Jorge Gamebred Masvidal recently almost got into an altercation at Super Bowl Radio Row. And if you didn't know any better and you didn't know Masvidal don't play that shit, you might think it was scripted. I don't think that because I just don't see Masvidal going down with that type of stuff. You know, Masvidal's one of the realest in the game, but let's be honest, at this point when you get to the top, you've got to be willing to sell a fight, especially in front of all the biggest media outlets in the world. But that's another topic for another day. Dana White is saying Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal shouldn't have acted like Neanderthals at the Super Bowl Radio Row. Racist! Did I just hear Dana White drop an N-bomb? Neanderthals? That's the same thing. Guarantee you somebody accuses him of being racist for dropping that N-bomb. But what Dana White is saying is, listen, these are all media members. These are not fighters. These are not hardened people. These are all soft, square, snowflake, liberal pansies. 90% of these guys. So when they see this, they shit their drawers. They get their panties in a bunch. They get scared. They call their families like it's their last day alive. I'm here at Super Bowl Radio Row, and Kamaru Usman and Masvidal are about to fight. I might not make it home. They get scared, and when that happens, Dana White's saying it's bad for business because you don't want the media to be scared of you. Your job is to sell your fight, and you usually do that through media outlets. And so to scare the media and potentially have an altercation at Radio Row, Dana White is saying unacceptable, and it's Neanderthal behavior. He says, I don't love it. People think because I'm a promoter, I'm like, cha-ching, that's great for us. But it's not great for us when we get headlines and all the media and Super Bowl Row sees two UFC fighters getting into an altercation. And now it's on all the media's minds, and they're probably going to write a little story about it. It's not cha-ching. It's not great for us, getting headlines. Anyways, he says, we're here at the Super Bowl, Radio Row at the Super Bowl, the NFL, and these two are acting like Neanderthals. The problem is, for the people here in the media, it scares people like this. That's a scary thing when that goes down. If they touch each other, now the police get involved. We're regulated by the government. Now the athletic commissions are getting involved if they touch each other. Those two are going to fight in Las Vegas on International Fight Week for 25 minutes. They can do whatever they want to each other. That fight's happening. You don't have to do it here at Radio Roast in the Super Bowl. You don't have to, but let's be honest. It's the same thing with McGregor and the Dolly incident, to a lesser extent, though, of course. It's an altercation that's going to get coverage from media outlets that normally wouldn't have given two shits about the sport. And whether or not some people get scared, and even whether or not Dana White wants it to happen, it is somewhat good for the sport when stuff like that happens. From all the attention and the headlines it brings. Especially now, anybody that saw that knows probably Kamaru Usman and Masvidal are going to be fighting International Fight Week. That's International White Week. Oh, on the Neanderthal video. But no, man. That is something we haven't even talked about yet. That fight has been low-key announced. Masvidal versus Usman, International Fight Week. It's going down in July. I don't love the matchup. We'll talk about that here real fast. I don't love the matchup because I'm a huge Masvidal fan. But anytime, even as a Masvidal fan, and I know he doesn't have the best time with wrestlers, anytime I've picked against him recently, and well, I'll say recently because I did pick correctly against Wonder Boy and Damian Maia, but Ben Askren I thought was going to be a tough matchup for Jorge Masvidal, for sure. Nate Diaz, I thought he could. I didn't think he could beat Masvidal in an actual fight. I thought it would have to be some fuckery, some Michael Phelps type shit, if you know what I'm saying. I thought Masvidal might be going in there for the paycheck, but oh no, he fucking flatlined Ben Askren. He beat the brakes off of Nate Diaz in the BMF belt, and now he's going to fight Kamaru Usman. And with Masvidal being my favorite fighter of all time, I don't want to see him lose. So I'm hoping he can prepare something as sneaky and fucking tactical as that flying knee against Ben Askren. But you got to know Kamaru Usman's going to be prepared for that. He's probably going to come up, with his head leaned back. He ain't even shooting for takedowns for the first 30 seconds just so that don't happen to him. And so with that being said, it's going to be a really tough matchup for Jorge Masvidal, but I'll be watching and I'll be rooting for him to take out Marty Fake Newsman. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time fan know what you think in the comments. I'm out.